Hi, Internet. I'm JD. This is Ryan Chombo. We're going to do something a little bit different today. This is a where to start video. We're going to start working on building his one shot for Halloween. We had a donation goal for Extra Life Streaming for their charity and everything that we did over the past couple weeks. One of the goals was for players who have never done DMing before to do a one shot, and he's up first, so we're going to do Halloween one shot with him. So we're going to get into that in just a minute. If you want to catch any of our streams, we stream every Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific on twitch.tv/Dungeons and Jopes. We stream for usually 4 to 6 hours, and it's just our D&D 5e campaign. That'll be where you can watch the one shot that we're going to develop today as well. Whatever Sunday falls around Halloween, and then we're probably going to have, don't know if we'll do a Thanksgiving, but we're also going to do a Christmas one, a New Year's one, and try to do one the following holidays. With that said, let's kick this off. So you got a one shot coming up.
Yes, I do.
Your first DMing experience ever.
I know, man. I'm stoked. I'm a little scared at the same time.
Yeah.
More anxious than I would say scared, because I mean, I'm playing with my friends, right? But it's definitely be a new experience for me.
So we're talking Halloween. We want it to be kind of seasonally on theme.
100%.
Talk some themes to me. What are you thinking about? Different themes, different
All right. So
things to pull
I'm
from.
a fan of like the cliche tropey Halloween stuff.
Mhm.
Everything from kind of like that stalking, ominous monster villain-esque type creature thing. Also, I was talking about it the other day with a friend of mine, and I think that would be good too. The whole idea of kind of one of the players being the bad guy or the monster and not even really knowing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So some secret Hitler.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's a very good way to put it.
I like that.
The game Until Dawn did that very, very well.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I kind of like it because it's very tropey, kind of like the cliche jock, nerd, cheerleader kind of thing. And I'm just like, man, that'd be awesome. And I think if I head that route, I'm pretty sure I already know who I'm gonna make the monster.
Okay. So let me ask. Rule set wise, are you going to do 5th edition based rule set? Or are you going to do maybe World of Darkness where it's all D6 rule set? Or are you just going to say, hey, no rule set, here's some dice, roll this, we have our own custom stats, and we're just going to go with it?
I think I'm probably going to lean towards the last one.
Okay.
I had done very, very small, quick instances with my friend Billy, who kind of got me into D&D and stuff like that, where I'm basically probably just going to set up like, all right, here's the 6 stats, roll a d20, those are your stats. What you have sitting in front of you within a 5-foot radius is all you have on you. That's your equipment.
I like that for this kind of one shot, with it being kind of, from the way you're talking, slasher horror kind of thing. I like that. It makes it very real, because sitting right here, I got my phone, I got some dice. Ooh,
I got a pen.
I got an X-Acto knife. Yeah.
There you go.
I actually have a hunting knife in the drawer that needs to be sharpened. So I have a few things, but nothing like, oh, I have whatever ridiculous. I have grenades. Like, no,
you don't, bro.
Maybe somebody does, but I don't.
Right. I was like, this unless we're doing like a one shot for Tremors, maybe.
Right. But then that's not so much what you have around you as what you have. You have these characters that you can play. So let's talk about the stats then. Are you going to use existing rule set stats, or are you going to make your own? Because I feel like making your own in this is kind of very on theme.
Yeah, I'm probably going to lean towards that. I'm probably going to lean more towards like endurance, intelligence, wisdom, strength. Charisma is definitely going to be a part of it, being able to, talk your way in and out of stuff. And the whole like the dexterity and stuff like that will probably fall within like the same endurance kind of thing.
Okay.
Strength will definitely be a part of it. Intelligence, wisdom, probably not so much, because I want the players to play themselves essentially.
So let's change it up. So let's whittle it down a little bit, make it a little bit easier, make it a little bit more streamlined. Let's just say your physicality.
Yeah, more or less.
Just
Yeah.
your physique, and then let's say your mentals, and then the last one, we'll just say your charisma, and we can throw your luck into your charisma, and that if you want to use luck, because I feel like luck's a stat that should have a place in
luck. Yeah, I definitely like luck.
In D&D that just doesn't. Or you can say
that was one of the stats that we used when I used to do those one shots with my friend.
Yeah.
Luck was always there.
Or you can just say luck's its own thing and isn't part of charisma. Okay, so you have 4 big stats. Are you going to use HP, or are you just going to say, hey, everybody can take 4 wounds or 5 wounds or whatever, and just have a flat, hey, if you get injured this many times, sorry. Because I like that idea too.
Probably.
Because it's like, oh, yes, you can get hit a couple times,
right?
But
yeah, exactly. I'm probably going to keep it along the lines of like maybe somewhere like between like a 3 to 5 HP pool. There's no shields or anything like that. There's no armor, because like my whole idea is basically what I want to do is I want to take our group, and basically it's just going to be a cliche kind of like school situation.
Yeah.
Like on kind of like a Halloween dance prom night situation kind of thing. And without going into too much detail, all hell is going to break loose.
Do you even run with like an HP stat then? Or do you just say, hey, roll luck?
I mean, I don't know if I would call it like HP necessarily. Like, I'll probably give them like a couple hits depending on how severe or whatever something is going to happen.
I almost like the idea of like, okay, the jock or the football player gets caught or whatever, and he tries to fight his way out. Okay, cool. Roll your physicality. Okay, cool. You rolled high enough. You get away.
Break away.
Oh, you rolled a 1. You die right there.
I mean, we'll figure it out once I make them start rolling, man. I don't want to give too much away.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what this video is, though. Is it's getting you prepped and you ready and having this, not necessarily this, more of a having a blueprint to where you can say, okay, this is what I'm looking at to start with. If this doesn't work and everybody rolls really low right straight out the gate, and then they're just all dead at phase 1,
What I'm gonna do, depending on, because I'm basically based off the rolls that I'm gonna get, I'm pretty much gonna assign essentially what I'd say would be kind of like a class to each individual player.
Yeah.
Based purely on their roll stats, and within each of those roll stats, they might get like the jock, like he might be the strong guy. The nerd might be the smart dude that's able to exactly. The cheerleader might be the person that's really good with talking with people and be able to convince people of things that they otherwise wouldn't, and stuff like that. Maybe then I don't even like, we've talked about it before. I think HP is its weird thing. I might just call it their overall life force or something. I'm not quite sure yet.
I really don't even think you need it. I think it's our.
If they die, they die. If they get stabbed in the heart by some dude wielding a paper cutter blade, then they're dead.
Sure.
It's just kind of the way it's going to be. I mean, I'm still working on the details about it.
I think anytime that you do anything where it's, okay, well, if you get hit, or if you fail a roll and you get hit, and for whatever reason, essentially you have an HP die. If you say, hey, you can get hit 3 times. You don't have to keep up with the stat or whatever. It still counts. Yeah, like it's still, essentially that's still an HP pool, but it's a different way to look at it. I do like the idea of everybody gets one oopsie, but I also like the idea of, depending on how you roll on your, like, the cheerleader wouldn't matter if she got caught at all, because she has, like, her only good stat is her biggest stat is her charisma, so like it doesn't do anything to try to get away.
That doesn't mean you can't have one of the guys that's in our party playing a cheerleader either.
True.
That's a real thing.
Or even like the cheerleader gets caught and somebody else is close enough nearby, if she rolls high enough on her charisma, they try to save her. And that's how she gets away, but then they have to roll in her place, and it makes it interesting. Which actually that works into my next little bullet point I had here, into talking about the players and the characters, and whether or not you were going to let people make their own custom characters, or if you were going to have these pre-made, hey, this is your character, this is your character, this is your character, or hey, these are the characters, pick which one you want.
I would probably be fine going either way. if I mean, it would make it really interesting too if you have like, okay, I want to be the jock, but like their physical roles are lower or whatever, right? Which there's nothing like maybe he's a sprinter, maybe he's not a football player, maybe he's on the track team.
It still has quite a bit of physicality though to it.
Right, but he may not necessarily be excelling in the upper bulk department. You know what I mean? There's gonna be some stuff again, depending on how I do this with what I do in the idea of kind of like the secret bad guy or the secret monster. Things, nope, not even close.
I'm just saying because I'm gonna have kind of the insight into everything that's going on a little bit.
Nope, it's not you. I already know who it's gonna be.
I have a feeling I might have an idea who it might be.
I'm looking forward to it, actually. Right?
Anyway.
But or I mean, the idea of like the different class kind of thing or different people within it, like it may not even be that big a deal. I may just basically kind of just take their stats and like, okay, maybe this is what you did in school, maybe this is what you did, not maybe necessarily making it a
one-to-one
a class exactly, but more of a, hey, this is kind of like what your character is all about,
right?
This is your background essentially, right? And leave it at that and kind of let them play into it however they want to. I would be totally fine with that. There's some things that I'm kind of bouncing with back in my head that I've got some notes on, but it should work out. I'll have a defining idea once I get closer to it, because I have like a month and a half to figure this out.
Right.
Plus, I'm still dealing with this move.
Yeah, the move's a big deal right now, but we got a few videos to work this out. I plan on making a few of them as we kind of iron out more details. I plan on having once you get the players kind of themes figured out, go over what you have, how you came up with it, how the stats were decided, things like that, and then one for the different aspects of it. That way, at the end of this, we'll have a video or a few videos for everybody to look at and go, okay, these are the first bullet points, and let's break down each bullet point into its own short video and go over each thing and how to get to the final step of making that part of it. So
I really, just in my experience alone, just from dealing with these in general, there's really, in my opinion, I really don't think there's a right or wrong way to kind of pull off your own one shot.
Oh, there's not. I actually want to do one of these with the other people who are going to run one shots as well. Just to have
think that's gonna be
the
awesome.
different flavors of this. With yours being a one shot that's based on a horror theme and everything, and being very slasher flick and almost completely custom rule set, and just, oh, here's a D20, roll it, let's go with it.
It's basically just going to be an interactive story. That's all.
Right. I mean, that's essentially being what it is, and then maybe somebody else wants to run 4th edition, or somebody else wants to run 3rd edition, or somebody wants to run 13th Age, or somebody wants to run World of Darkness, or somebody wants to run Spelljammer or Starfinder, and like there's all of these things, or somebody wants to make their own. This is just one flavor of it. This is just a starting point for, hey, I have some dice, I have some friends, we don't want to use a rule set, we just want to run something. We have an hour, here's some characters, let's go run something.
And that's what I'm going for. Hopefully it lasts a little bit longer than an hour, we'll see.
Right. Obstacles. Let's talk about obstacles. The player goals. What's the compelling, besides just, hey, I have friends, let's get together and do something. What's the goal? Like, is it just get out and survive? Is it nobody's going to survive, let's see who can last the longest? Is it like, are we looking at, oh, here's a combat encounter, oh, here's this kind of trap kind of situation? What kind of obstacles and goals are you giving the players?
If we look at it from like your tropey kind of cliche horror Jason Freddy kind of situation, right? Well, Freddy's a little bit different because Dream Warriors literally is a D&D game, dude. I don't care what anybody says. 100%. But
okay, so
I mean,
we'll say best example I can think of, Alien.
Right, exactly. Perfect. Or like again, Jason's another really good example.
Cloverfield.
Yeah, Cloverfield's really good.
Dude, a game based on Cloverfield. Oh man. dope.
Those are good stuff.
Be
Those
so
are
good.
things. Yeah. So my idea is that there may be combat, but it's not really a traditional D&D combat kind of scenario. It's more of a you're fighting for your life to survive kind of thing.
It's more of a here, make a roll to see if you were able to do this, as opposed
Exactly.
to, well, I have a sword and let me make a roll. Okay, that does this much. It takes this much damage. Okay, I have a dagger, and then okay, it's
Exactly.
It's less simulated combat and more of just narrative storytelling based on dice chance.
I really want to try to keep the tension up. Like,
Right.
I want that kind of like, oh man, like, all right, here's a scenario. This is what's happening. This person, blah, 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 is approaching you from this angle. They're behind you. They've got this in their hand. What do? You have 3 seconds. 2,
Right.
1.
And you don't get that
Kind of
in
thing.
combat in most tabletop RPGs. If they're set up in a way that Pathfinder or D&D is set up, you don't get that tension unless somebody goes down, or unless somebody's
Right.
about to go down, or unless something. There has to be an element of urgency and time to it, to where before there's any kind of moment. And for this, keeping that the whole time is a big deal.
I want that feeling of like, like playing Resident Evil for your first time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're like, oh shit, what's around this corner?
Yeah.
Do you just go around the corner? Well, yeah. Okay. There's blah, blah, blah waiting for you.
With that in mind, are you set on doing one slasher, one monster kind of thing, or is it you're talking about doing kind of a secret Hitler kind of thing? Is the player the actual enemy and like slowly setting people up to get killed, and then there's just this other group of things like this? Oh, there's zombies everywhere. Cool. The zombies are perceived to be the main source of drama, but it's actually the other player who's causing all of this going on.
Like the Dark Overlord kind of situation.
Or just even like he's trying to dismantle the group kind of thing and get other people and that kind of thing. And then that's just a catalyst for him to use.
I think I really like the 4v1 idea. I really do. In that, if all goes according to plan, said every GM ever, right?
Right.
When it's outed that this person is in fact the reason that all this stuff is happening, I want them to be surprised too.
Okay.
And at which point where they can, like, I don't know, if they start feeling guilt. Yes.
Okay. In that case, I have some notes I'm going to keep up with. We'll talk about that whenever we talk about building out the roles and building out the obstacle and the theme and the actual meat and potatoes of it. But this is just been a quick what we're looking at, what we're thinking about, what you're thinking about, and kind of me trying to kind of give a little bit of guidance and direction as somebody who's done this kind of thing for years and done these kinds of games for years too, and just help you along that way whenever it's 6 o'clock or 4 p.m. Pacific on that Sunday and it's ready to go. You can be there and not be, okay, we need this and this and I don't have this. Like, no, I'm good. I got this. Let's go. But
I'm gonna try really hard to keep it from being super railsy, but the way I kind of want to skew with the one shot, it's probably going to be to an extent.
One shots are good to be railsy. Everybody goes into a one shot expecting it to be done by the end of the night.
Exactly.
You never want a one shot that stretches out into okay, well, it's week 4.
That's not a one shot. No,
No,
it's 4 shots.
that's a campaign at that point.
Yeah.
You want everybody should expect you go into a one shot. There is we're starting at this time. By this time, we're done.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's, the rocks fall, the party dies. By this time, we're done.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's, in essence, that's a one shot. There should be a clear end point, and it should be contained within one night of fun.
I agree.
But from us to you,
I'm kind of excited, man.
Oh, I hope you are. I'm ready for it. We're gonna dig into this a little bit more. Next video we do on this, be ready for a overview and kind of us talking about the stapled down final themes and rule set. We're going to go over it more in depth as far as when we're going to make rolls, how we're going to make rolls, how we decided that, what the theme is, and the overarching campaign of the one shot. The next video we make after that will be who are the players and who are the characters in this, how we came up with the different roles, how we came up with the different stats, things like that. And then the final video will be talking about what he's going to throw at the players, the different obstacles, the different traps, the wall to keep the players from going forward. That's what they have to overcome. And that will be this version, this flavor of making a one shot from a entirely new DM who's never DM'd before. And this is a completely custom, quick one shot idea. Thank you for watching. I've been JD.
Ryan.
That's Ryan. We will catch you in another week. And if you want to watch any of our other videos, we have a lot down here. Different player videos, different DM videos, and then we also have all of our campaign videos from the Vol and Room campaign that we've been running every Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific on Dungeons and Dopes on Twitch TV.
And we did also create an Instagram for us.
Yeah, we have
That's
an Instagram
a thing
now. You can find us on there as well. We do have our own, and most of the players have their own if you want to talk to any of us. We do also have our Twitters, which are right up here. But yeah, anywhere you can find us, feel free to shout us out. There's also a Discord floating around somewhere. But from us to you, thank you for watching, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.
Peace.
And we're out.